hella big, had to run it back again.
Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. Kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more about HGF at huddlegroupfitness.com. Canterbury Water Services. We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists. CanterburyWaterServices.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants. Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez here with Mike Tobin today. It is the regular season finale for the NZWIHL here in Christchurch. We're going to bring the curtain down on the regular season between the Inferno and the Steel. Mike, glad to have you joining us today.
Why don't you
run through things for us, and I'll bring up the standings right afterwards, and we'll talk about that.
Absolutely. So for the Auckland Steel tonight, we have in defence Rachel Richmond and Charlotte Pye. In forward, we have Hannah Shields, Mimi Keith, and Helen Murray. In goal, we have Lachlan Henry. For the Canterbury Inferno, in defence, we have number 15, Eden Greaves, number 69, Angela Godfrey, number 4, Stephanie Coverson, number 14, Lucy Hart, and number 17, Megan Matthews heading up the forwards for us. In net tonight, we have Sarah Morgalis.
And Sierra Morgalis with a good game yesterday, just a little bit rough on the offense side for the Inferno. The Auckland Steel doing a great job of finishing things off offensively and managing to get a 4-1 win. So while we're at it, we'll just, as the lineups are going out on the ice, this is the current situation for the NZWIHL. This will not change today as everything is pretty much sorted out. The Auckland Steel will be the 1 seed, and the Inferno will be the 3 seed as they head into the playoffs. Coming up here in 2 weeks' time, which will take place in Dunedin. While we're here, yesterday we had a wild finish, and I wanted to bring this up. It doesn't happen often enough that we talk good things about goaltenders, or about referees. But I wanted to say something really good about the referees yesterday. There was a highlight that I'm going to bring this up here and play this back. There it is. This is yesterday's game, and it was a close call, but when we looked at it, super slow motion, it was the right call. Crossbar and down and stayed out. So anyway, we'll get back to that in a little bit. We're going to drop the puck here. First period action getting underway here for the Canterbury Inferno. They win another face-off. It was a running theme yesterday, and it helped them quite a bit. Matthews chopping at it in neutral ice, trying to get it to Kovacs in. Now Matthews brings it in, takes a pass off the backboards, and goes deep against Richmond, going around to Murray. And the Auckland Steel, first time with their possession, they get that out and get rid of it. It'll be Greaves going back to chase. And we are underway here in Christchurch. A beautiful 14-degree day, and a great day to be here at the Alpine Ice for some ice hockey. Hart coming in on the right side, takes a shot that goes behind the net. She was bothered defensively as she came in, and they're going to have to do it again. Kovacs going off the ice. That pass forward up to Guerin. Guerin's on the right, takes a shot, and Henry with a save.
Yeah, it was a great transition through neutral zone there. Good stretch pass to Gabby on the rush. So,
and that'll be a face-off on that right side, far side, and Guerin's going to take it. They drop the puck. Inferno with it again. And does that stay in? It will. And that's Gardner sending it low. She's going to get it back, take the slap shot. She missed that one. And Gordon couldn't get a stick on it as it came through the crease. The puck stays in the zone for a moment, then gets flipped back out. Barnett to chase it down. And as that's sent around, Guerin pops it off the board to herself. And they chop away at it in the corner. That puck staying against the wall. This is an area that Steele did really well. They won the board battle yesterday. Barnett gets it away, and now Gordon's going to chase that in the corner as they go for some changes. They go around the net. Gordon's looking. Now passes it, gets it back. Trying to get a shot, but it gets into the corner. And that comes back out, Malari with it. Malari looking up. Steele going for a change. Malari dumps and waits. And it's Keefe on the forecheck. Guerin with the puck getting it out of the zone. And forward it goes. Eccleton kicking it in. Back to the middle. Patchett with it. Shot. Good save there.
that was close.
One of the Auckland Steel players going down behind the net. And that's kicked out. Gibbings getting there to the half boards and keeping it at the corner. And she's got it again. Sends it around. Foley sending it around. Jones with it now. Trying to exit the zone. They do just enough to get it out. Inferno still with the puck. They flip it forward. Patchett. Patchett going in on the left. She still has the puck. 3 on her. Shot in front, and that's not quite on target. Henry falling over a little bit, though, and now that shot comes in. Glove save, and a face-off coming. Good stop for Henry there.
Yeah, good box out by the D to keep the men in front wrapped up, or women in front.
You can say either. It's kind of an ambiguous thing. It's like 6 men on the ice. It's still a call technically, even though you want to say too many players. So
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think you can be wrong. That's the good part. Matthews with it now in the half boards, goes to the corner, gets taken out of the play. And it's Shields losing a stick, but her skates are still on the puck. Now it's taken away. Shot through the crease, hits the board, comes out. Godfrey's got it now. Godfrey can't hold it in at the point. Steele run this one out on the right side with Keith. And that's turned back around. Covison and Matthews chase. It's Richmond getting there first. Goes around to Shields. And that puck comes halfway out at the dot. Covison looking for a pass, turns around, goes back out to the point. Shot from the point, not quite on target, looking for a deflection, didn't happen. That pass comes out for the steal. And it's Murray looking for an outlet, but it's taken away by Covison. Inferno on top of things the first few minutes here. Covison trying to get through 3 players. Leaves the puck. Inferno setting up. And now the Steel have it. Gregory skating that hard, but a good poke check. And they're going to have to reset. Pice got it now. Looking for the long pass, not moving the skates. But it's enough to get to Gregory. Gregory's going to skate it out up to Malari. She can't hold on to it. Barnett's got it now. Barnett carefully trying to get the puck around. Guerin doing what she can to get to it. But the 8-9-10 line trying to get out from behind Morglis's net, and the puck just squirts out a little bit there. Gordon trying to take it down off the dasher. And that's Gardner in the red helmet there, looking to exit. Sends it around to Gordon. It's going to go out of the zone. Does Guerin pick it up? She does. Gabby Guerin comes up the right side, one-on-one here. Takes this shot high and over the crossbar, hits the glass, stays behind the net, swept around. Malari's going to get it for the steal. But it's kept in by Smith at the point. And it's sent low. A good play there, keeping Gregory against the boards for a moment, but Malari gets it and breaks out. Still going for a change, dump and chase. And Gibbings gets there first for the Inferno. Sustained play here. Several line changes since the last whistle. It's going to go back to Smith there. And as the puck goes behind for the steal, we'll get some Inferno changes. Steele moving forward, Thorne coming up the right side, goes through the dot, looks to take a shot. Morgulis kicks or stick saves it into the corner. Play continues, and it's a chase. Hoagland trying to get there first, but overskated the puck just a little bit. Now Gibbings with it. And that's sent into the corner. I think Gibbings is, no, she's got the same stick as she did yesterday. It was, I think she's taped it black now, so it's a little bit different. I was looking for that white stick, didn't quite see it there.
Yeah, she was unlucky there to have it roll off her heel. Just missed that pass, which would have been a good setup.
Shields with a dump in, but it's turned over to the Inferno, and it's Eccleton with the puck now, passing it to the side. Doesn't go out of the zone. Shields chasing. Keith's going to get there. Keith sending it through the crease, but to the Inferno. And a penalty coming up here, as that was Shields.
And you couldn't get more textbook on that.
Yeah, that was a hook and an unsportsmanlike as she was going off the ice. So 2 for hooking and 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct.
The referee made a good call on a clear hook right in her hands. Obviously Hannah didn't agree, but
nor would you, but she said something that was a triggering word there, and that is going to cost the Steel 2 sequential penalties here. The first one on the board, but it'll be 4 minutes. Hart's got it now. Power play on, high shot, that was not missed by much. Henry didn't have a good look at it. Players going down in that half-board side over there, and Matthews sending it to the other side to Hart. Trying to get set up in front of the net is Kovison. But Richmond knocks her off, and that's going to go out of the zone just enough to have to reset. And Kovison was just slightly offsides at the time that puck came back in. So we'll get a stop in play. Minute 22 to go on the first penalty, which would be the hook against Shields. 12:29 on the board. It's been a quick 7.5 minutes. Nobody on the scoreboard yet. Guerin wins that one, gets it to Gibbings, comes in the zone. Gordon almost pulled the trigger on that one, but got her stick lifted as she went towards the goal, and the Steel knocked that one out of the zone, and Smith has to go pick that one up with a minute to go on this first power play. Inferno in the zone. Gibbings holds it in the corner, tries to sweep it out, goes to the point. Gardner goes back low, behind the net now. And that puck does go out of the zone. They're going to have to reset that one. Smith getting it to Guerin for a moment. Now Gardner. Left behind dangerously. Almost a shorthanded opportunity. But Smith getting to it and cleaning up that mess.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there by Guerin and Gardner.
Smith with a shot, sticked away. Inferno trying to set this one up. And that's Gardner with it. Down the blue line to the other side. Left behind, Guerin with it. Guerin passing low. Shot by Smith. It hit metal somewhere in there, probably low. Didn't look like it hit the actual post, but behind the net. Shot, and that one skips through the crease there, comes to the point. Gardner keeps it in, sends it low. And we're on the second penalty at this point with 1:47 to go on the advantage.
Yeah, shot went through the 5-hole there, bounced off the goal behind her.
Didn't see that one there. That's a great catch, Mike. And then 2 more shots there. And that's Gordon holding on to it. Kicking it away. Inferno being patient, but this is where they had problems yesterday. And that puck is stopped and knocked out of the zone. Auckland Steel enjoying that one from the bench there. Inferno coming back in the zone, looking to set something up with the last minute of this power play on Shields. Redirection there and a stop. Well, no whistle yet, and now they get it. So we'll take a look at that one if we can, just at the end. No, we can't. We're going to have to wait on the next one here. But Henry looking to try to get a bit of an earlier stop than that. And there has to be pressure on the puck for them to get the whistle.
Yeah, Canterbury are going to need to be more aggressive in that net front if they want to get the rebound in.
Yeah, they played really well yesterday, but just could not finish offensive chances, and that's where they're at again today. That pass in front, Henry getting in the way of that one, redirecting it to the side. Godfrey with it, takes a shot, doesn't get through. Godfrey's going to get it back here. Goes towards the center, takes a shot. That's redirected, and now Henry has it for a stop. So the, what are we at here? 34 seconds, so 3.5 minutes thus far in the power play here. And the Inferno just a couple of shots. And that's back out to the point. Godfrey with it, takes a look, gives it to Hart. Pass forward, that was redirected by Malari accidentally towards goal there. Hit the back wall, Godfrey with it, passing it forward, up to Hart. Hart looking for a pass back. Backhands it, shot in front, Covington with it. Good block there by Henry, and couldn't hold on to it. Another shot, that was just off target. May have been saved there. And the penalty has expired. Shields out of the box, and a hand pass called to get a face-off outside the blue line.
Yeah, it was a strong power play by Canterbury there, but even stronger penalty kill by the Steel to keep the Inferno from scoring in that sequence. They had some good chances, they just couldn't convert.
If my math is right, there were 8 shots in that 4 minutes, but
yeah,
that's 0 for 8. So it could be 0 for anything. It's still 0 for. So the Inferno still looking to try to get on the board with some of this good offense they've been playing. They're close. We'll just see if they can get the floodgates to open up here. Gardner pressed into the corner. 2 on her with Keefe and Lewis, but it's Gardner that comes away with it, flips it forward. Comes back, they whack away at it, and Gardner's going to bring it in the zone. No, they're not. She leaves it behind. Thorne got in the way, and Guerin now has it. Skates it backwards for the setup. Langman playing that for a moment. Now it's up to Gordon. I think that's Langman's first ice time this weekend. Get the nod from cameraman Chris here, so I think that's a fact. Does that stay in? It does not. Offside's the call. Just barely coming out of the zone, and they're going to face off. Line changes for both sides here. And 12 minutes into this, Mike, what do you think it's going to take for the Inferno to start making headway against Henry?
I think they probably need to pull it up high a little bit more often, especially when it's down low. The Steel are collapsing on their net, so some puck movement up high and some more shots from the points would help, I think.
And that's turned over. It comes back in the zone, but the Steel play it. Kicked and kept in. Patchett doing a good job of holding it in. Now Gibbings has it, and that's given away. Steel move it out of the zone. Gibbings skates back. That pass a little bit awry, goes away from Smith. Now Smith turns it around, but stays in at the point for the moment. Now it comes back out. And the Inferno 2-on-3 if they can move quickly. Patchett with it, skates through the middle, leaves it behind, but another miscommunication there, and the puck was left to nobody. Now the Steel have it. Shot. That was deflected in by Murray's shot. Goes to Gibbings. And Gibbings gets that picked off. Malari with it now. Malari skating around. In front, chance. And a fantastic save as that was through the crease there. Let's take a look at that one.
Morgellus had to be sharp there. Good strong push off the post. Seal the low area of the net.
Morgellus has played phenomenally this weekend. And that shot comes in off the face-off. A rare steal win off the face-off, and Richmond's shot just kind of trickles in on net there.
Morgellus hasn't seen a lot of shots this period so far, so very, very one-sided at the moment.
And that comes up the right side. Chance, and a great save by Henry. And it's going to be Matthews going for a slash.
Goaltender interference, I'd say. Skate coming in to make contact with the goalie after the play had been whistled.
So a bit of frustration there. Let's see if we can get that last bit on there. No, we can't.
You're right, it was a slash.
So that'll be Matthews' third penalty of the weekend. And 2 minutes to go up on the board for the power play for the Auckland Steel. They have looked in disarray with their offense thus far today. This is a great way for them to jump start it. Shields to take that. She wins the faceoff, but it comes out of the zone. They're going to have to reset. Richmond's got the puck, leaving it behind. And now it's Murray. Turn around with Gordon. And Gordon's going to have a chance here, shorthanded if she can get through, but she can't. 1-on-3, and a great way to kill some time. Steel come in, but that's going to come back out quickly. And the Inferno not looking terribly upset by being down a skater at the moment. That puck gets dumped in. Godfrey's going to go to the other side and wait for it. But all the while, it's Guerin skating hard, coming up the left side, holds on to it, looking for a pass. And just as she looked up, that was knocked off her stick. A penalty coming up, and that's going to erase what was just going on for the Steel there. It is a trip against Richmond. Let's see if we've got that one. And there's the dump right back there. Let's see if it's more visible on the other one here, but I don't think so. Probably not. There you go. So 4-on-4 for the next minute 10. The Inferno seem fairly comfortable with it. Covison with the puck now. Maybe a little bit more space on the ice is what they need. Gardner's got it at the point. Back to Covison, back to Gardner. Pass across the blue line. Shot coming in, deflected. Goes left of the goal, hits the boards, comes out halfway. Exit pass by the Steel, but to nobody. And Covison trying to bring it in. Turn back around. Malari bringing it in up the right. Pulls it through. Good move. Shot. And she's got a goal. Fantastic single effort by Malari. And it is 1-0 for the Steel.
Yes, it's just snuck in between Sierra's legs there as she is coming down into her butterfly.
And as that goes through, yep, 5-hole it is. And goaltender's worst nightmare on that one. Just being in the right spot, ready to go, but it just squeaks through, and 4-on-4 is what we continue with.
It looks like she was losing her balance when she went down and just lost her seal on the ice there.
That's a great way of putting it there. That's a goaltender sensei if I've ever heard one there, Mike. The losing the seal on it. Shot by Patchett. Kick saved. Smith with a shot. In front, dropped and covered by Henry. A little bit more about that. What do you mean by the seal? If somebody's listening to this, what does that mean exactly for a goaltender to keep a seal on the ice? So
the way the goaltenders' pads are designed to work nowadays is that they make full contact with the ice on their knees, so that when they lose their seal, they're losing that full contact of the pad against the ice.
Great explanation. It was shot by the Inferno, but that goes wide. Now Murray's got it for the Steel. And they'll see if they can steal another goal away here for a moment. Shot, Morgellus with a save. And the penalty has expired on Matthews, so it will be a 49-second power play with the Inferno jumping out with 5 skaters, but they're on the defensive end. It'll be Guerin against Shields to start this one. Inferno down a goal, looking to get one back here in what feels like a bit of a replay from yesterday. Shields with a shot, funny floater there, but this one's not on target. It goes over the net, and Gordon's got it. Comes out of the zone, passes it forward, but it's picked off by the steal, and Guerin's going to walk this one in. Guerin goes into the left corner. Back to the point. Goes the outside. Godfrey with a shot, whips it in, kick save. Goes into the corner, Steele getting rid of it. They're still on the penalty kill, so no icing there. And that penalty will expire in just a few seconds. That puck's going to go the length of the ice, but not enough to get an icing here. Gregory's going to get there first. Steele have it. They're back to 5-on-5. And it goes back to neutral with Greaves sending it backwards to Guerin. Guerin coming in. Guerin with a wrist shot, hits the glove, comes out, big rebound, but the Steel have it. And now that puck goes out to the middle. Langman choosing not to play that puck there. Interesting. Comes off the ice. Covison coming back out. And Malari with the puck now at neutral. Passes it forward. Davidson getting some ice time. Had it for a moment. And it'll be Covison with the puck at neutral. Skates it back, gives it to Guerin. Guerin coming up the left side. Passes it. Tries to get it to Covison, can't do it. And as they fight back and forth, that is Gregory and Covison going at it. Looked a bit like fencing for a moment. But the puck comes out of the corner. And now the Steel have it. Cross ice pass, nobody home. They go for a change. 4 players there. Dangerous change for the Steel, and they find the puck. It comes out, and Keefe's got it. 3-on-2 if they hurry. And that puck gets swept away. Good defense there by the Inferno. Steel with it, passing it. Thorne has it. Now Gardner. Gardner comes out. Gardner going forward. Matthews waiting at the blue line. Gardner comes in. Left side looking for a pass. Goes around the net. Holding. Out to Hart. Hart whips one in. That's deflected. Goes into the corner. Now Matthews. Matthews continues with it. Tries to get it in front. That gets deflected away. Goes as far as the blue line. Stays in. Gardner's got that one. Gibbings with a good save there. Hart with another rip. And that's another good save. Goes into the backboards. Hart collects it, sends it low. Matthews goes behind the net. In front, chance. Hart trying to kick it through, but Henry jumps on top of it and gets a stop.
Yeah, good sequence there by Inferno to keep the pressure on, really controlling the puck in the zone, and good high to low movement for the Inferno in that sequence.
And with just about 90 seconds to go, they're going to move this face off again. The request to move it to the left side. And it'll be Patchett taking this one against Shields. Shields wins this face off. And the Steel with the puck. Goes as far as Gibbings, though. Gibbings holds it in. Good back stick move. Holds on to it. Still has the puck. Skates low. Pulls the defender. Shot in front by Patchett, but it doesn't get through. And the Steel are doing a great job of clogging up the slot and not letting shots get to Henry. That goes deep. Eccleton sending it around. Hoagland is going to chase this one down. Gets there first. Up against Jamie Jones. Takes the shot. Yeah. Deflection and a goal. Patchett with the score. 1-1 the score with just under a minute to go in the first. Great pass there, and Patchett slamming it home.
Yeah, great crash to the net by Patchett, following up on that in that shot. Without her there's no goal. So good option also to take the shot. Good goal by Inferno.
And just dragging it a little bit past the goal line there, left Patchett wide open. So Matthews to take this one in. Covison with it 1-on-2, immediately going after another one here. 1-1 the score. It's tied up. The Inferno with the equalizer here with less than a minute to go in the first. And it's the steal with it now. Malari getting a hold of the puck. Doesn't go out of the zone though. Hart holding it in. Hart continuing to fight against Gregory. Now it goes past Godfrey. Goes around, goes behind the net. And not quite out. Stays in at the point. Hart's going to chase this one, but it's Malari first. And then a shot low. A chance. Matthews digging at it. Sorry, that was Gregory earlier. And then Greaves sending it low. Time running down on the clock. And that'll be the end of the first period. 1-1 the score. Auckland Steel 1. Canterbury Inferno with a late equalizer. 1 goal as well. Mike, it was an interesting period. Once again, the Inferno showing that they had a superior offensive showing throughout most of that period.
Yeah.
But 1-1's the score, so it doesn't matter how good your offense is, you've got to start burying them. But they did right at the end of the period.
Yeah, I give that period to the Inferno. Really, they had more energy, they had more possession, they had more control. I would say they had more shots. I don't have that information on me, but I would happen to guess that they're leading.
I think that's a fair guess, yeah.
And look, it's hard to defend, right? The Auckland Steel are gonna feel that after this period, and their energy levels are going to be much lower. You could see them slowing in the end of that period as Canterbury maintained more and more possession and moved the puck more, making them move. It's going to add up, and I think we're going to see a slower Auckland Steel side if Inferno can keep that sort of pressure up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting knowing that, and again, what they have to play for here. We'll throw the standings up one more time. This is the standings as of last night. The seedings will not change based on what's up there. Auckland has achieved that 1 seed, so they have a little bit less to play for in that sense. They have to figure things out. They've got to get ready for the playoffs. But I take your point, Mike. It's very important to see how they come out on the long shifts during that second period, especially with how they were skating a little bit slower out there today.
Yeah, and there's a lot to learn for Inferno in this game. If they can put the pressure on the Steel and dominate in periods like that, that's the coaching team here are looking at things like that, and even the Steel are coaching team are looking at things like that, and it all makes for a better final and better series in the end.
Yeah, the Inferno can learn a lot from this type of a game. In some ways you could call it a practice, but it's anything but, because it's game speed, and that's the one thing that you can't simulate at practice. So.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, the end of the first period, we're going to take ourselves a break. We'll see you back here with the under-12s here for the Super League in about 7 minutes, and then we'll bring you second period action here from Christchurch. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody. Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. Kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more about HGF at huddlegroupfitness.com. Canterbury Water Services,
We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists, canterburywaterservices.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz.
No, my, had my. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice. First intermission here, and it is time for the Under-12 Super League. Today's game between the Bats and the Flashes. Blue puck action here at center ice for the Under-12s. If you have a child that would be interested in trying out hockey, the CIHA has a fantastic program that will give them a free session, all the gear they need included for free, to try out ice hockey and see if it's the sport for them. Fantastic program, and a lot of our junior players turn into the players that you see on the ice during the other games. And that's how it starts. Good save there by the Bats. Back and forth action as we go. Shot and another save. Oh, and that's a good finish on the rebound. That is a good reason to not give up those fat, juicy rebounds. There you go. Anyway, if you want to give a chance for your kid to have a chance at the Blue Puck game and a lot of fun here, just check out ciha.org.nz, or you can Google Canterbury Ice Hockey Association, and it'll give you all the information you need for that free session to come on out and give it a try. We'll leave it here and let the action continue with the Under-12s here. The Inferno and the Steel tied at 1. We'll be back in just a minute.
Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. Fun, physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. Kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more about HGF at huddlegroupfitness.com. Canterbury Water Services. We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists, canterburywaterservices.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz.
Welcome back, everybody, to second period action here at the Alpine Ice. It's a tie score, 1-1. And we are back underway with second period action. 5-on-5 to start with here. Fresh ice, long shifts. And as we get back underway, Shields has the puck for the steal. Skating just in front of the crease. And long pass forward. It'll be picked up by Godfrey. And it's the Inferno with a puck. Kovison with it. And that comes out of the zone. Pye throwing it back in for a moment. Kovason's going to check back and pick that up. Out to Hart. And Matthews with it now. Hart's going to chase that one down in the offensive zone, and first shift change for the Inferno a minute in. And that one goes to Guerin. To Gordon for a moment, and now back to Guerin. And now Gordon with a shot. Blocker save, knocked away. Richmond hitting the board hard there, but getting the puck. Puck comes down, chance. And that's going to go to Murray. She looks up and looks for the outlet pass, does exactly that. It passes it away to Gardner, and the Inferno gets started. Just through the first period, as we get started, the Anjali Malari with the goal for the steal, and it was Smith and Hogland for that Patrick goal. Chance in front, didn't get on target. Gregory knocks it away, and we continue behind the net. Well, we've gone back and forth so far, Mike. I guess an interesting start to the second.
Yeah, still come out with a bit more speed and energy compared to the first. So we're getting a little bit more zone time compared to the first period.
They found the water bottles in the locker room with the sugary drink, I think, is what happened.
Yeah.
So Langman with it, sends it out of the zone. Guerin gets there, but not before Hidvegi does. Or, sorry, Gregory. No, it was Hidvegi. And the steal looked to break out. Didn't see much of Hidvegi in the first period at all, so a little bit surprised there. Guerin with a flip in, and a stop granted to Henry. Didn't see anything on the injuries. Didn't see just Hidvegi not playing as much. She played the entire game yesterday, so a little surprised I hadn't seen her name yet. But she's out there now. Well, now she's coming off the bench, of course, but we get underway with Patchett at the faceoff dot. But again, the Steel get control of that first. The Inferno get it away. It goes behind the net, and it's Jamie Jones knocking that out. Gets a pass. That's going to go for icing here if it's tagged up, and there it is. Icing is the call, and the Steel will stay on the ice. We're already 3 minutes into this period. It doesn't feel like anything's happened yet, really.
No, it looks like Steel are looking for a long stretch pass to exit the zone quickly, so I'm sure that's what they were talking about. Getting out of the zone quickly, getting a good transition through into the neutral zone to relieve some of that pressure on their goaltender.
Foley with the attempted clearance, and then a shot by Millie Smith, which is stopped by Henry, and they're going to do it again. But this will give a little bit of relief to the steal as they get to make that change that they needed after the icing call just 7 seconds later. Matthews at the dot against Shields. They drop the puck, and Shields wins another one. Big turnaround seeing all the Auckland Steel face-off wins in the last 10 minutes or so. It's made a difference as far as the control is concerned. Gets chopped just out to neutral. Smith is going to bring it back in for a moment. Stays in. Whipped around. Matthews getting it around to the other side and Hart knocking it back in. And then that's bounced out to Smith. Smith with a shot. Almost redirected, but I think it might have been redirected off target there. It hit the boards and stayed behind.
Yeah, it looked like it was going in. And that little reflection looked like it put it wide.
And as that puck scrambles through above the crease and between the dots, also known as the slot area, the offense staying on target here. And that one rung somebody's bell. I think that hit somebody in the side of the head there, not sure. Yeah, it hit Kovison a little bit where she doesn't want to, and she's off to the side there as we continue play. Gibbings trying to get a shot off, and that comes back through. Chance and a goal!
Great pressure there by Canterbury.
And that pressure in front in the crease finally allowed for a sweep that came through. And we'll take a look at that one, as that was a nice addition to an early start. That first pass that bounces off, then it goes around, and a great shot just kicking it through. And it looked like, was it Matthews, I think, that had that one? Was it? I'm not sure, actually. Was it Matthews or Hart? I have to look that one up here in a second. In that scramble, I just didn't catch the number. So sorry about that. We'll get you credit for it in just a minute. Malari bringing it back in. Gregory trying to get something away, but can't do it. That comes back out. And that's Malari bringing it in again. Goes left, passes it, and it's Godfrey that's there in time.
Lucy Jane Hart.
And it is Hart's goal.
Number 41.
Well, we just announced an assist by number 41. There is no 41 on the roster here, so we'll see what goes up on the Hydra score sheet in just a minute. That's going to go for icing on the other side, but they've credited Hart with it over the PA.
I think it'll be 44, Bridie Gibbon.
I would think so too. That makes sense.
She was deep in front of the net in that sequence.
So we'll give Gibbings the primary assist on that one. Godfrey's got the puck now. Reverses course and comes out with a pass. And a 3-on-1 developing here. Hart with a shot, and that's saved by Henry. Another shot that was behind the goal line, goes behind the net. Greaves in the middle, crosses the ice. Godfrey trying to get there first, and does just enough to keep it in with Guerin. Guerin with a shot, that's deflected. Gordon trying to knock that one away, or knock that one in, and I think it knocked it away. And that puck gets scrambled out by the steal. Malari coming up the ice, 2-on-4 here. Low shot, sticked aside, and it's knocked away by Gardner. Hogland had it for a moment. And now it's Malari bringing it in off the left. Long shot. She's going to go off the ice here for a change. And Morgulus just kicking it aside with no big deal. Collision there between Thorne and Patchett. Arm stays down on that one. Now Keefe trying to knock it in, but can't do it. Intercepted. Hogland with it. Giving up to Thorne. Back to Jones. And forward up to Keefe. Sent around into the corner boards. And that's going to come out and picked up by Jones. Hogland with it. And now it's Harvey bringing it in the zone for a moment for the steal. That's going to get sent out just as quickly. Foley throwing it deep. And Barnett getting there first. And that was a shot. It's in on Morgulis. No whistle yet. And now they get the whistle. It looked like it was hey, can you come over here for a minute? That was almost a discussion. I need to borrow you for a moment.
I don't think she actually dropped it. It looked like she went to play it, but I think it's got stuck in her glove and it never came out.
Yeah, and she needed Shields to come over and say, hi, how are you, to get the whistle officially.
Yes, yeah. So the refs won't actually blow it out unless there's offensive pressure on the goaltender. They'll always make the goaltender play it. So.
And they, at the moment, the clock was running on the interior scoreboard here, so that's why they had to stop it and correct it. They added 7 seconds, and we're back to 12:45 on the clock. Face-off won by the Inferno, and that's turned around to the other side of the ice, to the half board, stays in the zone for the moment. We're trying to dig it out, Matthews and Hart, and it's Matthews getting rid of it. Goes out to the red line, and that one jumps up, hits the net. That stays in play. That's the local rule here, because it didn't go out high enough. And we continue with it. The Inferno hold on to it. Kovison with a backhanded chance. Not going quite on target. Henry watches it go to the right, to her right. And now Kovison comes back in, jumps up the line, goes back to Smith. Smith gives that one up. And she's got to turn around to a quick Malari. And she cuts her off at the pass. Smith's got the puck, sends it around, goes through the corner to Matthews. But it stays in. Steele keep it up. And that puck coming out of the zone again. Goes out to Malari. And then a low shot by Malari, but that's not on target. Goes into the corner. Comes halfway out. And Matthews with it. She's going to skate it out for a moment. Then she passes it past Kovison. And Kovison charging that one down, but going a little bit past the puck. And she goes off for a change. Davidson out there for the steal. Gets that ahead to Malari, who's been out there for a while now. Up to Gregory. That's swatted away defensively, and now it's Gordon with the puck going the other way. She's got a 2-on-1 if she can go quickly. She skates around, takes a shot. Henry with it, no rebound. And Guerin was loitering with intent.
Yeah. Electing for the shot there, but there was also the pass. I'm not sure which would have been the better option in that case, but
it would have been a very tough pass because it had to have been led, and that's a really tough one to do. But the face-off still in the offensive zone, and they get fresh players out there. Swept around, but not towards the goal. Now a shot, Langman with it. That was fumbled away by Henry for a moment. Looks like Gordon's got it now. And now Godfrey trying to keep it in at the point and does exactly that. Goes halfway up. Guerin with a shot, goes through the crease. I think that was more of a pass, but nobody home to knock it in. Skated around. That puck squirts towards the net, goes around the boards halfway. Godfrey with a shot. That deflects and goes off sides. And now it's called as that deflection just bounced around like a pinball for a few minutes. Halfway through the second period. And Mike, what are you thinking as far as the way you saw things develop here this first 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean the Steel have really come out and up their pressure. So yeah, they're managing to exit their zone a lot more than they did the first period. So
Barnett coming in a little bit deeper. I think I'd agree with you. I think they found another gear and are starting to skate a lot better than they did in the first period.
Absolutely.
And Steele doing a good job of kind of countering that and catching lanes as opposed to just sitting and waiting for the puck to come to them. They're going after it a little bit more. And that pass to exit the zone is going to be long enough for an icing if they do call it here. I believe they will. There it is. And it was Gardner getting back in time. Hidvegi back out on the ice with Richmond and Shields, Malari, and Keith, the five on the ice for the Steel. And we'll see how the Inferno choose to play this one. Matthews at the dot against Shields. Shields kicking it away. They're going to have to redo that one. That was a fairly obvious catch there. But it gets the stop just when she needs it, so good, smart play by Shields. And that'll be one delay on that, just to see how that goes. That drop was clean, bounces around. Not surprising on a warm winter day here in Canterbury. It's a nice one out there, but it also means it's a bit warmer puck and a little bit bouncier. Shields coming in the zone, and that puck's knocked away from her. Good defense there by Kovison. Hart getting the puck to herself. And now it's Barnett trying to exit, but Hidvegi gets there first. Low shot, off target through the crease, but it goes to the boards. Kovison with a good pass, trying to get it ahead. She does to Matthews. Matthews gets dragged down. That'll be a penalty coming up. And that was a pretty big one there against the Hidvegi for the steal. We'll see what the call is. And didn't see the cross go over the head. So it looks like it'll be 2 minutes for holding against Hidvegi. And the Inferno go on the power play. Ooh, missed that one on the replay there. Actually, I was looking too much at the penalty and didn't catch that one. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Smith to Gardner, low shot, that's deflected. Gardner gets it back. And that puck goes just as far as Malari. She's going to take a shot from distance. Goes behind. Morgulis leaving it behind. Hasn't had a lot to do this period. And as the Inferno continue on the power play, that puck gets sent all the way back. Minute 30 to go here on the call. Hidvegi going off for the hook. Or for the hold, excuse me. And now it's Gardner. Gardner getting set up, passes it forward. And Guerin gets there, goes around to Gibbings. She leaves it to Godfrey at the point. Godfrey sends it low. Gibbings goes in the middle. Shot! And Gordon with a good rip, but Henry knocking it aside, and that's going to clear the zone. Godfrey's got it. Malari on the forecheck. And that actually could be icing against the Inferno if they don't win the race. No, that's called off. Henry looking for where the icing was, and apparently it could have been played. So that goes in front and then stays in the zone. Smith with a long shot pass gets deflected away into the boards. And now out to Hart at the blue line. Godfrey gets deflected. And it's Richmond with it. Richmond skating it out a little bit and leaves it behind. Going to Murray. Murray just flipping it in and going for the change. Godfrey's got it with just 10 seconds to go on the power play. Richmond with some great forechecking there, but she's going to get a call, and it's going to be back-to-back penalties. Henry came charging down thinking it was on the steal, or that it was the penalty was on the Inferno. It is on the steal, and that is a roughing call on Richmond. Richmond's asking what's going on here, but the call is against the steal. And I think it's fair to say Rachel Richmond was not happy about that.
She didn't look terribly impressed with the call, no.
2 minutes on the board, and we get to do it over again for the Inferno. They're up 2-1 and looking to double the lead here. Godfrey throwing it into the corner. Matthews gets the puck, skates around, looks for an outlet. That goes out to Godfrey at the blue line. Matthews taking it in, shot, deflection, chance, and a scramble. And that goes out of the zone. Godfrey's got it. Malari on the forecheck. They're going to just skate it out. Godfrey coming in the zone on her own, holding up, leaving it back for Matthews, getting it back. And they try to spread the box out a little bit. Godfrey trying to pass it across the ice. Matthews jumping at it, but it's Malari all on her own. Breakaway shot. Malari goes with that shot. That was Morgulus knocking it away. And a very dangerous one.
Almost saw a repeat of the first game in the Inferno game yesterday.
There's a stop in play. Not sure what this is. Net. Okay, so the net came off. So let's take a look at those two. So here's the chance on the other side. With Henry dumping that one, but they just could not get that one in. And we'll see if we have enough time on the, no, we don't. We'll get back to that replay. Puck drops, and Kovison has it. Sent up to Hart. Hart with the pass. They leave it behind, and Matthews skates it in. Matthews gets a hold of the puck, goes into the corner. 40 seconds to go on the power play. She leaves the puck behind to the right. Kovison collects. Bounced off the board. Matthews with a chance, just slapping at it there, and it goes over to Hart on the other side. Up to the blue line. And a stop, crease violation against the Inferno. And that face-off will come out of the zone. Let's go back to that original breakaway by Malari here. Big rebound. Yesterday, that one went in.
Yeah, it did. It was always getting to see those go in as a goaltender.
Yeah, you get the initial stop. It flies up in the air, and then you think, well, I got it. I don't know where it is. And then the red light comes on.
Yeah, I bet there's nothing worse.
The puck drops. 20 seconds to go on this power play. This will more or less end it as Gardner gets set up. Inferno trying to get one last run in here as the penalty is near expiration, but that shot comes in on Henry. And another stop. I think it got hung up on the net there.
You gotta be happy if you're an Inferno coach at the moment with that power play. I mean, they had great puck movement, great opportunities, you know, dominating the zone and setting a lot of really solid opportunities up. So
2 seconds to go officially on the board here for that steal penalty. Swept around, back to 5-on-5. Malari has it and takes the chance to try to send that away. That'll go for icing instead as Smith wins the race. But it was a high IQ play there to try to hit the player coming out of the penalty box on a breakaway. Yeah,
it was starting to see Steele do that quite a bit more, trying to hit a long pass up to someone in behind the D. I expect to probably see a lot more of that.
And it's Richmond getting that out of the zone. Smith with it now. Smith skating around. Thorne coming out. Well, they're going to call that icing. So, as Smith was trying to get off the ice, it was not deflected, and it will go for a Canterbury ice.
Almost the too many men by the steel.
Yeah,
still there.
We were all thinking the same thing here, but they didn't quite have it in the play there, so that was deemed legal, and we play on. Gibbings with it. Trying to get it to Kovison, but Gibbings gets it back. Sent halfway out. But it stays in. And it was Hidvegi knocking it back towards the wall there. And now Gibbings has to play it away. Hart's going to pick it up. Send it backwards again, just for safety. Gets it back. Hart 2-on-2 if they hurry. It's up the right side. Tries to get the puck by the defense, but it was Indy Lewis getting a good defensive play there for the steal. Shot, that's deflected. Matthews has it. Gregory gets the puck, skates in on it quickly and holds on to it. As she does, she holds on to that puck. Doesn't like to pass it when she's leading the offense there until they're all set up, and does a great job allowing for the change. And Lewis has it again. Up to Shields. Passed forward. Gardner gets it in the halfway there and gets it back. And now the Inferno have it. Up to Hart. Hart takes a shot, and that hits the netting and goes out of play. So with just under 3 minutes to go, any observations from the second period?
No, not really.
Putting you on the spot, Mike. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I mean, they still seem to be missing a few of their stronger players, and it's showing in their defense and offense, I think.
And that puck goes back to the Steel, but they give it up quickly. Guerin comes back in. Gordon trying to get a shot, but couldn't do it, and that's turned around quickly by Murray. Murray skates in, gains the zone, takes a shot, and Morgulis with a glove save and something to do.
No, I think if the Inferno carry on playing the way they are, that goal differential should increase, hopefully, if they get a little bit more pressure on the Steel goaltender.
Another one won by the Inferno. In the defensive end, they've still been doing that really well on the defensive face-offs, although the offensive ones have kind of evened out a little bit. Godfrey with that puck, getting it to Greaves. Passed forward, shot. Blocker save. Henry knocking it away, and the Steel have it. Jones striding, takes it in, leaves it behind. Mallory with a deflected pass, and that's knocked away. And that was Langman with a good offensive effort, turning the defense into offense, but it comes back quickly as well. Pass in front to Gregory. Gregory can't get the shot away. And the Inferno have it. They're going to break out. A little bit of speed here at the end of this second period as things go back and forth a little bit more than it had. Patchett with it now. Patchett looking up ice. Gains the zone. Leaves it to Hoagland. And then that one squeaks out at the point. Nobody quite there. And it's Smith with it. Smith passing it forward to Hoagland in the skates. Brought in. And now it's Eccleton taking a shot low off the board. Goes as far as Gibbings. 45 seconds to go in this second period. Patchett digging away at it. Smashing it into the boards. I don't think the Steel mind too much here. They're going to control this and slowly break it out. Turned over to Hoagland. That was unexpected. That goes into the corner there. Matthews back out on the ice as they make a change. Eccleton trying to get there, but it's the Steel first. Harvey there. Caught and taken away. Stays in the zone with Matthews. 4 Steel players next to her. Stays in. Hart's got it, but that's going to end the second period as the buzzer goes. And the Inferno back to a lead, 2-1 after 2. So we were just talking about the fact that at the end of the first period, we thought the skating had to pick up. But I didn't expect the skating to pick up that much.
No, the Steel came out much stronger in the second period, but I think we saw from the Steel a lot of dumps, a lot of icing, a lot of extended time in their zone on penalty kills, and the increase of the icings and the stretch passes that are now happening. It seems to me that that they're actually starting to feel the effects of that sustained pressure, and they're slowing a little bit in the defensive zone.
And because of that, as far as the Inferno, I still feel like they've played really good offense as far as the zone possession, but they were held at bay a lot more during that second period. They didn't have as many, how would you say that, like just concurrent possession with the chance to set up. They didn't have, they've had that for most of the weekend, but that period they didn't really get a chance to get into the zone and then work what they've been doing as far as keeping possession. The Steel did a good job of actually exiting more quickly on that one.
Yeah, they did. They were putting a skater in behind the defense on the blind side of the defense to try and pull that middle D back a little bit from the line so that they could get it out over.
So if I can get a little nerdy, or they're pulling F3 closer to the back line in that case, and then they're leaving it almost a cheater back there just a little bit.
Yeah, so the winger is coming over the line earlier than normal, which forces the high D man to come back and cover, which actually generates more space up top in the high slot for an exit.
And that's where they were having trouble with the blue line passes on that one as well.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right. Yeah.
Very good. So a good adjustment by the Steel coaching staff, obviously, and it'll be interesting to see whether they make adjustments with the Inferno in the offense, and if they decide whether or not to stack the blue line, which is another way of playing that, or if they start charging more of a slashing offense in order to get towards the net in order to break that type of a defense.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how the players react to the situations on ice, and
and how much speed they have getting back on the defense when they turn it around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, let's not nerd out too much. We've already done enough, I think. We've hit our quota. And Rick James is on the video screen here, and they're having a good time here in Canterbury. So the Alpine Ice having a good old time here on a Sunday afternoon. The Inferno up, home team winning 2-1. We will be back in about 10 minutes to bring you third period action here from the Alpine Ice. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan.hart at harcourtsgold.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. Kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more about HGF at huddlegroupfitness.com. Canterbury Water Services. We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists. CanterburyWaterServices.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. Kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more about HGF at huddlegroupfitness.com. Canterbury Water Services. We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists. CanterburyWaterServices.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz.
Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice. It is third period action coming up as we end the season, the regular season, for the NZWIHL. It's the Canterbury Inferno 2 and the Auckland Steel 1. And as we get ready for the third period, it's going to be an interesting finish, Mike. The real question is, how well did they skate? To me, anyways, that's what's going through my mind on this.
Yeah, so I think we'll see a different period from the Steel here. I think they're going to have a lot more energy. They've just had a goaltender change by the looks of things, so I expect that they're going to really play in front of her. So I think we'll see quite a different period.
Well, that's it. I'm going to have to get the nameplate on that one because I was not expecting 29.
So 29 is...
And we get underway here in the third period.
Riley Wicks-Smith.
Wicks-Smith? Okay, there you go. So goaltender for the Steel changed up. And it's Murray coming in off the right side. Faced away and goes into the wall. Richmond gets it for a moment at the point, but it comes back out. Shields has it and backhands it through neutral. Picked up by Greaves. Turned over. And it's Keith trying to slap that away, but Godfrey gets it first. And Matthews there to disrupt play for the Steel. But now it's Richmond with it. Dump and chase. And nobody home for the Steel. It'll be Greaves sending it back to Hart. On the fresh ice. It's still a little wet out there from what I can tell. The Zamboni went through it a little extra time today. So we'll see if they speed up here in a little bit, but the ice does look a little bit wet. That pass forward from Gardner to Hart, not quite on target as Hart was bothered, but it stays in at the point. Chance in front. And that gets knocked aside. Guerin with a wrister. Wicks-Smith up to it in that case, and Guerin gets it back, skating around, looking for a pass. And that's shot in and stays on the shins of one of the Steel players. Goes across the ice to Gardner. Gardner flips in, and the chase is on. Hidvegi with it to Malari. And that's turned around by Langman. Langman getting some significant ice time this weekend, or this game for the weekend. I'm not sure she played much on Saturday, but she's playing a lot today and trying to make her impression on the team. Doing a pretty good job. Gordon chasing that one down. Gets a hold of that puck, keeps it, goes around the net looking for a chance. That pass goes awry, and the Steel have it. 2-on-1 developing. Gregory with it. Gregory takes a long shot. And Morgulus with an easy save. They let her off the hook on that one. And we'll take a look at that one again as as it was Gregory charging in here. Early shot, easy save for Morgulis. That face-off won by the Inferno. 2.5 minutes into this third period. The Inferno with a 1-goal lead, trying to get a little bit of revenge after yesterday's 4-1 loss.
Still a close game, though. It's really anyone's game at this stage.
Yeah, the turnover like that, you're going to give Harvey a shot, and a good defensive effort there, as Gibbings went in and gave up the body on that one. That goes halfway out. It's Jones there, smashing Patchett into the boards, and that is going to be the call. We'll see if we've got that one here, but that is an illegal hit on Jones. We'll see if the center camera's got it. Here it comes. Right there, Jones is going to get called for that every time, as that is, it's good for the men's game, but for the women's game, that is an illegal hit.
Yeah, it's probably a fair call there to be.
And Shields take this one as the Inferno are on the power play. Godfrey with it. That pass shot goes towards the back. It's Matthews with it. Goes out to the half boards. Back to Matthews. Left behind. Cycling started. The box shrinking for the steal. Sticks out in the lanes. Good work there. Low pass. Deflection goes up. Stays in and sits on the dasher for 2 seconds. I don't see that very often. And Hart's got it. Boy, what a funny one. That's like flipping a coin and seeing it land sideways. Doesn't happen very often.
No.
And that goes back out to center ice. Over to Hart. Brings it in. Across the ice. Pass. Shot. And Coveson's shot turned aside by Wick Smith.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity there, actually. I don't think Coveson got the shot she wanted on that, but
Coveson going cross ice to Hart. Hart's pass deflected. Godfrey's going to chase that one down, and there's just under a minute to go on the power play here for the Inferno. Trying to get this one stretched out to a 3-1 lead. Left behind, Gregory's got it. She's going to clear it. Malari has the puck on her stick. She's going to come in and kill some time. Stick saved by Morgulis, and we have a stop in play. 6 men on the ice. 6 skaters on the ice, however you want to say it.
yeah, it definitely was 6. I could count all 6 of them there in that last frame.
We'll see if we can count them here, just out of curiosity. Yep, that's about as easy as it gets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will make it a 4-on-4 for 38 seconds, and then the steal will go on the power play. Did we see the number on who's serving? Don't know. It was somebody on the ice, but there were too many on the ice. That goes in offsides, and it'll be Guerin collecting the puck as we play 4-on-4 for a little bit. That sent the length of the ice. That'll go for an icing call. 24 seconds to go on the 4-on-4.
Sorry, it's a... Oh, it's 4-on-4,
It's
yeah.
4-on-4 icing still in effect for a few more seconds, but
Yeah.
that's nothing to be worried about. I've seen too many center ice face-offs where it happens. Everybody's trying to do the right thing, and yeah, that's a tough one. Guerin pulling that one away. That's why I wanted to make this a bit of a referee appreciation day, because they do a hard job and they get it right more often than you can imagine. Guerin with a shot off the gear. Wick Smith knocking it aside. Penalty expired, and now the Auckland Steel on the power play. Arm stays down on that. That looked like a shoulder catch there.
Bit of a hook there
Yeah.
on number 10.
I saw the same thing there, but not deemed to have affected play, apparently. So the Auckland Steel continue with it. Gregory punching it into the zone. She's on her own as they go for a change. 53 seconds to go on the power play. Shields coming out, as is Richmond. And a big hit. That is... They're going to get maybe a stoppage in play here. I think they are. The possession stopped. And yeah, didn't catch that one there, but that was a big collision. And who was that? That was Richmond that got the worst end of that as Gardner ran into her at the point.
She looks to be shaking at her knee, sort of ankle area, so maybe just twisted something.
I think she's all right. It was a weird collision of like body parts going every which direction. So luckily it seems like everybody's okay if she's still out there, and she is at the point. You can see her on the left side of your screen. She's got the puck now, and that goes by her. Kovison trying to get that away, but that still kills some time as there's about 15 seconds to go on the power play.
So that's interesting, because my thinking was that if play stopped for a player, that player had to leave the ice.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact rule is on that, if she has to leave the ice or if it's a... I do know it has to come out of the zone, and it did do that. The penalty has expired. We're back to 5-on-5 skaters here. And it was Patchett that served. And a shot, that was a scary one there. Wick Smith knocking that one away at the last second. I don't think she saw it immediately. And that puck comes out to neutral. Inferno with control of it. And 13 minutes to go in this afternoon's proceedings. That pass is going to go too far and go for an icing. And that'll come to the other side of the ice. Yeah, not sure on the rules. It's funny, if Dan Reason was up here, he'd be like, oh, I know exactly which rule it is. And I know you're watching, Dan, so this one's a shout to you. He'd have called out like a section 86.2 or whatever, and man, that guy knows the rules. It's so good. That shot to Morgulis, and a bit of a dive there by Gregory trying to get a hold of it. And that puck stays in the zone. No, it doesn't. Malari kicked it out. And now it's turned around. Guerin has it on her own. Left side shot. And Wick Smith never saw that one whiz right by her ear and did not miss by much. That was just over the crossbar.
Inferno lucky not to get a call there on that takedown in front of the net.
And that puck goes back to neutral. And Malari's going to bring it in off the left side. Pass to Gregory on her own shot, and that goes right in at Morgulis, and she gets a stop. We'll see if I've got the shot on the other end here. That'll be interesting. Yeah, boy, that was whipped right by, but it was high. And then the Morgulis stop here. This was a dangerous one for the Steel, trying to tie the game, but that one just too close and directly in on Morgulis. She's going to make that stop more often than not. Arm stays down there as I think it was Hogland's stick in the way there. Player went down.
I think she just lost her footing there. I don't think there was a stick down near her feet.
And now Jones tries to get it somewhat spaced out. Everybody on that far side of the ice, all 10 skaters for that moment. And Eccleton skating that forward, but that's going to turn around quickly. And it's Smith knocking it halfway up the ice. Foley. Thorne throwing it deep there, and it's Gibbings with the puck now. She's going to spin that one out. Goes a little bit over the stick. And Murray can't hold on to it, but it'll be Foley with possession for the Steel. Turned over. Kovison couldn't hold on to that one. Poke checked away. And now it's Barnett. Pass forward by Kovison to Matthews. Now Kovison gets it back, waiting for Matthews to get onside. She does. Kovison bringing it in, and poke checked off her stick. Steel continue with the excellent hands on the defense. Kovison passing it. Ripped by Matthews, hits the mask, hits the crossbar, and goes over in front. And there it is. That's a goal.
And I think that came off the Steel defender there. I think it got deflected off her foot and went in.
Well, let's take a look at the goal first. That bounces over. And we'll take a look as it comes back around. And just, bounced in. Exactly as you called it. 3-1 the score. The Inferno take the 2-goal lead with 10:45 to go in this one. This really does feel like opposite world. This is pretty much how yesterday's game played out, especially with the Steel getting a bit more possession and the Inferno. Oh, that is a huge collision right there. Malari and Gardner, and a save by Morgulis. My goodness, let's see if we have this. And I'm just going to roll this right off the face-off. You'll see this collision. Here it comes, Malari and Gardner. Bang. Well, that's a big one there. Back to live play. And Malari and Gardner again. Gardner's got the puck. And now it's Gordon with it, trying to exit the zone. She does exactly that. She's taken down. And Langman has it now. Now Guerin with a shot. Goes over the crossbar. I'm not sure if that caught the glove or not. And now it's Barnett.
She had that side of the net open. It was a good shot. Didn't dial it in.
Pass forward, and it's Langman again. Langman holding on to it, trying to pass it. And that's turned back around by the Steel. Malari again with the puck. Drops into the zone. They push it behind the net and turned over. With just under 10 minutes to go here, the Inferno are going to try to hold on to this 2-goal lead and finish the regular season on a high as they head into the playoffs in 2 weekends in Dunedin. That stays in the zone for the Steel for a moment, but then it's turned over. It's Guerin with a 3-on-1 if she hurries. Leaves it behind. That pass was just not quite in the right spot, and it's going to be Smith collecting it. But that was a dangerous breakout by Guerin.
Great stick by, I think it was Jones there. Oh no, was it Richmond?
And Smith bringing it in up the left side. Thorne chopping away. That puck left behind. As it goes to the blue line here. A couple of Inferno players together. Gibbings holds on to it. Smith backing away, and they space it out a little bit. Goes as far as the blue line and does come out, and they have to reset. Smith with it at neutral. Crosses the ice back to where it came from. Richmond with it now. Skates with the backhander and goes down the ice. They're going to ask for an icing call. Are they going to get it? They are. They are going to get an icing. And, of course, that means the Steel players will have to stay out on the ice. 8:30 to go here in the third. It'll be out the left side. And I don't know how long that shift was, Mike, but it seemed like they hadn't been out there that long, so I don't think it's a big deal.
No, I think they'd only just snuck a change in anyway. Some of the defenders are looking pretty tired, so.
Gardner passing it to Barnett, but she can't hold it in the zone. They have to reset. And now Auckland making the changes that they wanted to make before. Jones back out there, chops it back out to neutral. Inferno need to reset. As Kovacin throws it in, they do just that and tag up. And they charge into the zone. That puck goes out. There's a Keith that couldn't quite play it. Now Kovacin has it up the left. Stays left. Skates the goal line. Goes around the goal itself. Out to Barnett. Barnett sends it back in. And it's in the mixer. Turnaround shot. Kick save.
Sticks caught in Lucy Jane Hart's shirt there.
And then that's turned around to Shields. She's got it. Skating it herself. Continues with it. Takes a shot. That's knocked away as it came in. And goes out of the zone. Foley takes it back in, but they are offside. They have to clear that. Long pass. And it does work. It's going to be no icing here because Hart's there first. She passes it in front. Wick Smith with a save. Some players getting knocked over. And Hart with a little extra as she's frustrated with Jones, I think it was. Jones and or Murray.
Yeah, probably a bit of a spillover from the earlier incident where Jones somehow managed to get her stick lost inside Hart's jersey. Don't think I've seen that before. It was quite something.
Yeah. So Guerin to drop this one and wins it. And a great play by Gordon there. She sweeps a backhander towards the goal, but that's knocked away. A kick save, and Malari has it, but has to circle back. She takes it behind the net and looks for an outlet. Does exactly that up to Gregory, but she's 1-on-2 as she comes in and gets poke checked away. Langman trying to hold on to it, but Gregory comes right back and steals it back from her. And the dump and chase is on. Gregory's going to get there first. Goes around the net, looking for a pass, goes to the point. That gets whipped back in and caught by the Inferno. And Gordon knocks it to the other side of the ice. Langman trying to figure out where she's supposed to be on the ice with Guerin. And Guerin directing traffic. That one goes to Gibbings. And now she brings it back in. Gibbings holds at the half boards. And that's flipped back out. It'll be a one-on-one here between Smith and Malari. Smith wins the battle, holds it, spins around, and keeps the puck, takes it out of the zone. Looking for her own chances. Leaves it behind, stays in the zone. Eccleton with a shot directly on target. And she does a snow angel just for fun on the way in.
Yeah.
3-1 the score. Inferno on top. Some frustration, actually. It's interesting. The Inferno are playing so well. You can see a little bit of the... they don't feel it should be this close in some ways, which is interesting. Eccleton with a shot. But the frustration on the bench is kind of a funny one. Because they are winning, of course. Steele with it. But I think that's the expectations this Inferno team have for themselves. That's going to go for icing as Gibbings is there first. I imagine they feel like they could win a couple of games next week, or in 2 weeks.
The scoreline doesn't reflect the game they're playing, though. I think that's the frustrating element for them, is that they're getting these opportunities in front. They've got loose pucks that they just can't bury. And, you know, that is frustrating.
And it'll be Patchett to take this one. They win another face-off. Patchett gets it back to Gardner, who sends it around the boards. Richmond there first for the steal. Funny bounce off the boards. Eccleton takes the shot to try to get it back centered, and it goes flipping up into the air. Then a chance for Barnett, but it bounces off of a shin and comes back out. Eccleton with the cross-ice pass. And now Gardner skates around a player, takes the zone, looks for a pass, goes cross-ice. That's deflected. And it's Murray with it. Murray holding on to it, goes through the middle, decides not to take a shot, gives it to Shields, who does take a shot, hits the side netting, and that puck plays behind. Whipped into the middle, a shot, that's kick saved. And Murray gets the second one rejected. That one comes out thanks to Hogland. Barnett up to Kovacin, too hot to handle, comes back in. And that's another one from Gardner, but this one's on target as it bounces off the wall and gets right to Wick Smith. And that turnover to Kovacin, this is a dangerous one. Takes a shot and a goal! Kovacin finally gets a break.
Yeah, great little slide there from Kovacin.
Let's take a look at this one here. And give Kovacin a chance to admire her work as she shoots across the goaltender there and gets her moving just ever so slightly towards her and finds the back pipe and makes it 4-1. Opposite day from yesterday.
Yeah, this time the score seems to be reflecting the effort that the Inferno team's putting in. Still don't seem as strong as they were yesterday.
High shot, that one deflects away and goes into the boards in the corner. Godfrey with it, chases it down. Godfrey gets there, looking for an outlet. Holds, centers. Kovacin with another shot, or a pass, excuse me, up to Matthews. Matthews skates around. Out to the blue line. Greaves with a low one. Kick save, comes out. Godfrey throwing it back around. And Hart's there first, but it goes to Hidbegi on that one. Bounced off the boards, goes out to neutral. And here comes Malari, 1-on-4. Hart has the puck. Now it's flipped out, 2-on-1. Matthews is gonna hurry, but she's got Gordon on the other side. Gives it to Gordon, takes the shot, and a goal. 5-1 to the Inferno.
Yeah, great pass by number 17 there.
Yeah, Megan Matthews with that one makes the pass happen, and the defender caught on both sides. And again, going away from Wick Smith, that was the difficulty here, right? Is you're looking at which side are they going to go. You have to make a choice, and it looks like we're going to go to a timeout here. And I don't think they're going to. They are going to make a change. They're going to put. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know that. That's actually. So Henry's having a discussion with Wick Smith out there, but I don't know that they're going to change goaltenders.
No, probably some friendly advice.
Well, and that's what it needs to be at this point. 5-1 the score. The Inferno running away with this one. And it is Wick Smith going back out into net for the last 3 minutes of this game. The Inferno are going to pick up a win. It will not change the standings, but it definitely helps them out getting the offense started and gives them what they need as far as a good chance to get ready for the playoffs coming up here. Guerin with it. Guerin can't pull the trigger as she goes through the crease. Penalty coming up. Don't know who this is going to be called on, but it is a cross-check against the Inferno. Who got called? That is Guerin. So Guerin will go off for 2 minutes, and we'll have see most of the rest of this game from the scorer's bench. But with a 4-goal lead, Mike, I think this one's pretty well in hand.
Yeah, it would have to take a very big defensive lap from Inferno for the scoreline to deplete from here.
That face-off will be negated. Looked like Gregory may have turned early. I'm not sure. Either way, it doesn't matter. They stop it. Clock's right, and they rerun. Chance in front. Hidvegi took a shot there. And that was immediately stopped. And Patchett has it coming up the left side. She's going to hold on to it. She's just not going to get rid of it. And a big hit. That was Jones with a massive illegal hit.
And a check to the head too.
Yeah, that's not a. Well, there's also, honestly, there's more to that. Let's see if we get that on the main shot here.
Well, the ref's just called check to the head. So he obviously thinks the main point of contact was the head in that situation.
And I believe that is reviewable and may play into, well, I don't know if it'll go past this game, honestly. I don't want to speculate in any way, but it does negate the skater advantage, and it is 4-on-4 pretty quickly. It was 21 seconds into the penalty. I don't know how much of that was frustration, but it was certainly solid contact. We'll leave it at that. Malari with it, going through the ice, through neutral ice. Goes up the left, holds up. Richmond with a low pass, gets it in front, and scores. Richmond with a tic-tac-toe. And I think, if I had to say, I'd say the Auckland Steel just tried to wake themselves up a little bit here. Just cutting towards the net. Good move.
Great sequence of play by the Steel there. That they are finding each other for what seems to be one of the first times this game. So maybe a little late, but that was an excellent sequence of play.
Well, that's the one seed coming out in their play. They are a very good team, and if you put a couple of those games together, that's the kind of thing that they'll need in 2 weeks' time in Dunedin. Now Murray with the puck. Murray going into the corner, and it's Godfrey taking it off of her. Pass in front, shot, and Helen Murray with a chance and a gift put right in front, but the shot wasn't up to it.
Sarah sharp on that save, getting into good position, covering all the net she can. Nice depth.
Yeah, she did a really good job of cutting off the angles and pushing forward on that. Mike, that's kind of your specialty, right? Goaltending. So
It has been recently, yes.
you've been seeing a lot of that good stuff coming out of. Oh, that's another big hit. This is definitely getting out of control as it relates to these two teams. There is some animosity, I think it's fair to say. Won't really see it here. Let's get to the other.
Yeah, refs called a boarding on that.
And I think rightfully so here.
Yeah, absolutely boarding.
So as all of the maths are done on the board, it's 4-on-3. Won't really matter much. Still 5-2 on the scoreboard with 70 seconds to go. And the Steel would be looking for 3 goals in 70 seconds just to get to overtime. So, I mean, if it happens, great, but doesn't look like that's a possibility at this point. Malari just holding on to the puck. Not really looking to score here. Not looking to turn that into offense. So it looks like they're just going for any chance here. Gregory gets it knocked away.
Yeah, Inferno just need to keep the puck out of their zone and keep putting it deep, tie it up where they can.
Yeah, this is just administrative work. But to be fair, also, the boarding call was a major penalty, so that'll get reviewed. Low shot, that goes off the boards. 30 seconds to go here in this afternoon's contest. Gregory with the pass low to Malari, getting it back to Gregory as they try to work those passes out. It is 4-on-4 at the moment. Another penalty expires here, and now it's 5-on-4 as Jones comes back out onto the ice. Technically a power play for the Steel for just a moment. And that will wrap up today's proceedings and end the regular season for the NZWIHL. It is a 5-2 victory for the Inferno. They come back and get a win after their loss yesterday and even the weekend series. Going into the playoffs, they'll be the 3 seed. In 13 days in Dunedin, they will take on the Wakatipu Wild in the first round. And if they win that game, they come back Sunday and will play the winner of the Dunedin Thunder Women and said Auckland Steel.
Yeah, that Wakatipu Wild game will be an interesting one. It'll be a great game to watch that one.
Yeah, this league is so incredibly equal at that level. It's actually, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit of a surprise that we didn't see any of the Inferno at the tournament earlier this year. But, you know, they played
One more time, put your hands together for all
equal to the Auckland Steel this weekend. The goals, what was it, 6 each, right? So
6 each, yeah.
And thanks to our officials as well.
Well, let's see. We'll get the players of the game.
Player of the game for the Auckland Steel, number 9, Jamie Jones.
Jamie Jones for the Steel. She said, me? Oh, yeah, you. And she goes out and gets the handshake. And for the Inferno, they will call the number of...
Number 26, Jacinda Hogland.
Jacinda Hogland coming up for player of the game. So there you have it. Any final thoughts as far as the season here?
Well, I think Inferno are looking strong. I think they've got a good chance at taking the Wild when they come up against them. Yeah, great puck movement. Just really dominant play today, and they unfortunate on a few opportunities, but they really played like a team, and today obviously the better team.
Yeah, and I think it was a good showing of what they're capable of doing. And if they get hot next weekend, they are a title contender, just as Wakatipu and, of course, Auckland are as well. Anything could happen, really. Yeah. And it's been a very interesting weekend. For those that bought tickets and came out here, wow, you got your money's worth in the last couple of days. It's been some good hockey. And now it's time for the playoffs. So we'll see how that happens and how that works out for each of the teams. But I'd like to thank you for joining us. Next week, we will have more ice hockey here from the Alpine Ice. Next weekend, it will be the West Auckland Admirals taking on the Red Devils. The Devils, well, we'll talk about them next week, but this week it is all about the Inferno. And they do a great job of getting the season-ending win heading into the playoffs. My name is Matt Chavez. Mike Tobin with me as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you next week for more ice hockey here in Christchurch. Thanks, everybody.
Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. Kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more about HGF at huddlegroupfitness.com. Canterbury Water Services. We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists. CanterburyWaterServices.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz.